Guys, can you believe there's 5 new games coming out for PlayStation VR this week?
Oh my god.
This week.
Wow.
Wrong show. This is the weekly wrap-up. This is the Midnight Gamescast. We record every Tuesday afternoon at midnight, and then we bring it to YouTube every Wednesday as the weekly wrap-up.
Yep.
That's this thing that we're doing right now.
I was doing a kitty scratch too. I'm feeling like we really need to meow soon. Yeah.
Yeah. Every Thursday has PlayStation VR
Theater.
and every Friday is Viewer Takeover, when we let you, the loyal Game Cats, let you take over the show. As always, my name's Brian Paul, and to my right, your left, the king of the Sofa Kingdom.
Yep.
I like that one quite a bit.
Yeah.
Jeremy King.
Definitely sofa. Definitely not VR king this week.
Whatever. What are you gonna do? Yeah. Who cares? You look like kind of like business professional today.
Yeah. Well, it's, after work, I really got to put a lot of product to keep it down, so no hat or anything tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll break the fourth wall just a little bit here. Man, our schedules are all over the place. You guys know this by now. Like we are desperately trying to keep the show going in Michelle's absence.
Yep.
And so this week, the only way we can make it work is by going back to our old schedule.
Yeah.
Of like pretty much Monday night at midnight.
Yeah. Like almost like for real, not lying.
Yeah, The downside, of course, being is that, as I said in the introduction to the show, there's 5 games coming to the PlayStation Store, PlayStation VR games. Yeah, I've only played Sprint Vector.
Yeah.
So it's like I have 4 games that usually I would have been able to like at least play a little bit of before we film.
Yeah.
But no, not this week. Sprint Vector is
filming is out of the way, so you can just play.
This sounds strange, but I might pull an all-nighter tonight.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I gotta call my Coke dealer and grab an 8-ball. And no, that's not real. And just in case Mom and Dad are watching.
Hey, you're making them cry,
right?
Brian.
Oh.
The dildos are real. The Coke is fake.
The growls are real. But I might, if I can find these things on the Australian store, which I just checked, and it looks like nothing is actually out till tomorrow.
Okay.
So maybe I can actually get some sleep. We'll see.
A little bit at least.
Yeah,
right?
but if I can even get one more game before I go to bed, then I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
Do it, Brian.
Just for anyone who's watching, this is the Midnight Gamescast. This is what we do. We sit around and we talk a lot.
Yeah.
But it takes us a while to get around to actually talking about video games.
Yeah, it does take a while. It's
a PlayStation VR podcast, but usually 8 to 14 goddamn minutes.
Yeah.
To get to the top, to get to the
like
point.
It's increasing,
With Michelle out of the picture.
Nobody to wrangle us.
That's right. No one to pull us back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one to keep us in line. Yeah, so we love you, Michelle, but we're getting a little out of control.
We're unhinged. Yeah,
that's right. Totally unhinged.
Yeah.
But every week we sit around, we talk about games. We want to make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you don't already.
Please.
Want to make sure you go visit our community on the PlayStation 4. If you don't know what communities are, it's crazy that the people don't know what communities are. Although until I started one, I didn't either.
I didn't know it was a thing either.
Yep. So on your PlayStation 4 home screen, you'll see a little tab that like where it says settings and notifications and all that stuff. There's a little one that says communities.
Yeah.
And if you go to that and you search for PSVR without Parole Game Cats.
Yeah.
It's a long fucking name.
It is a very long name.
But it's an awesome community. It'll be worth your time.
It's worth the journey, definitely.
It is.
Yeah. It's like Frodo,
And Dr. Doom will be waiting for you at the door with a handshake, possibly a joint, and definitely
Doom's
some
great.
Jamesons.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah, my God. He's all over the board all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I love a lot of people in this community.
Oh, they're great.
Seriously, I mean, it's crazy.
It's insane. Even though I don't barely ever respond, I read everything all the time, and it's like they're great.
Yeah, no, these cats are fucking phenomenal. So thank you guys so much for being amazing.
Totally.
And I think that pretty much takes care of housekeeping, right?
I think so. It's been 6 minutes, 5 minutes,
yeah, whatever.
5 minutes 46 seconds.
I don't know. That theme song music is like another extra 20 seconds. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true. When do we start counting?
I don't know.
After the theme song is ended.
I don't know.
All right, video games, VR games.
Yeah.
Start now.
Well, last week on the store, we got a game that we didn't expect to see because for all week we were like, well, we're not getting any games on the store this week.
Yeah.
But actually, we got Happy Drummer. Yep. And
Make you happy?
It actually did make me pretty happy.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good. You deserve it.
Thanks.
Tell us how it made you happy.
Well, so it got delayed a little bit before, there was the Hong Kong release, which I reviewed like a month ago.
Yeah.
And then this one got a little delayed, got held up in Sony's certification process. And the interesting thing about it is that when it came out, people were saying that the correct drum beat, when you hit the drum at the right time,
Yep.
it turns green. And I was like, oh, good, they fixed that from the Hong Kong
Yeah,
version.
I remember you saying that.
Right? But
Yep.
but now there's a little discussion of which one is is red actually the best color? I haven't downloaded the North American US version yet. So so the fact that there's actually discussion going on means I bet they didn't change a thing.
Really?
Red is probably the correct color, and if you're late, green.
Nobody's figured that out, so all the people that are doing it wrong are saying, I'm doing it right.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
figure that out?
I don't know. Hey, everyone can't be a drummer like you.
Well, I guess I'd have to play it to figure it out, too. Be like, now I see why they're confused.
You have to play it.
Yeah.
And wherein lies the problem.
Exactly.
Right. But that was the only game that came to the store last week. But this week, absolutely fucking incredible, Jeremy.
Yeah. Sprint Vector.
Oh my God. I'm gonna talk about Sprint Vector a lot.
I want you to talk about it a lot because I want to know a lot about this game.
Well,
I did not get to play it.
But we'll talk. I'll start it with my 60 seconds and we'll go from there.
Yep.
But also we're getting Knockout League, which everyone's really excited about. This is a boxing game for VR. Everyone's been wanting to punch the crap out of somebody
true. Yeah.
Since October of last year. October of 2 years ago. I forgot we were in 2018 for a second.
Wow.
Yeah. So Knockout League looks fantastic. We're guessing about $30 on that one. So hopefully that means it's like the good, solid single-player campaign.
Sure.
The big question is, though, does it have multiplayer? Can I go online and like punch the crap out of somebody else who's also doing this?
That'd be great.
I mean, there's a few of you I want to punch in the face.
In a funny way.
No. No. I love them all. But of course, speaking of in a funny way, there's Drunken Bar Fight that's coming. And we're going to guess this is about $12, $13 or so. That's what it's going for on Steam.
We're hoping, at least.
We're hoping. I got an email from the developers. They were like, just so you know, it's not like a deep single-player campaign or anything. It's meant to be played, and this is strange, so I can't wait to check it out for myself, in kind of a group setting. So like one person plays a little bit and then passes it off. And it's like interesting. I'm wondering exactly what the group mechanic is.
Well, it's probably because watching it's pretty funny, then playing it is funny, but if you do both too long, it's not that funny anymore. So it's probably just play it a few minutes, pass it on, and it's funny. I'll watch him do that and then put it away. Yeah,
it's watching dudes get hit in the face with darts in the trailer.
Yeah.
My favorite thing ever. It's like one dude just has 3 darts in his forehead. I'm like, I can't wait to play this.
It looks super funny.
Yeah.
I mean, and I can see how it can be super funny for maybe 6 to 9 minutes. Who knows?
$2 a minute.
Yeah, it might be a little bit longer than that. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it might after a while be like, all right, I get it. The novelty's worn off. Or it might not.
Yeah. Hey, if it's 12, 13, something like that, if it's cheap enough, there's different bar settings and probably a ton of different weapons or whatever to use.
The trailer makes me laugh every time.
Yeah. Throwing the dude through the window.
Oh, it's great.
With the ragdoll physics.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's a should read. I haven't even played it yet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I'm very excited for that one, yeah.
I have to say, even more than Knockout League, I'm super excited for Pop-Up Pilgrims.
Pop-Up Pilgrims.
I know Jay Dow was excited for this one too.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's one of those, like, it's quirky little strange platforming thingy.
Yep.
And we just don't know how deep it goes.
How it's going to work truly in VR. And what type of game is it? You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like you're pointing with your head, like head tracking, and telling them where to go.
Yeah.
Besides that, I'm like, how the heck do you fight bosses that way? I'm very curious.
We'll find out.
Yeah, but it looks cool, and I love these kind of like 2D/3D games in VR. I'm a big fan.
Translates well.
Does translate well. I feel bad for this little starman.
He always
looking
does.
down at the ground and stuff.
Well, he kisses my thumb.
Oh yeah, well I like dancing with Kirby.
Yeah.
Dancing with Kirby. It should be a new segment.
Dance with boop a doop boop. Zoom it up.
Right.
You know.
This is what happens when we film late at night.
Yes.
And then the final game, and I feel so bad for this game, and I feel bad for the developer. I emailed them, and I was literally like, "Listen, guys, I don't want your game to get overlooked. Like, let's find a way to like discuss this, and so your game can get a little bit of a spotlight. Because when you have a day where Pop-Up Pilgrims, Drunken Bar Fight, Knockout League, and Sprint Vector all come out on the same day, and then your game that no one's talking about, CubeWorks, is coming out too, it's gonna get overlooked. Like, who came up with this release schedule and said, oh, CubeWorks will fit right in here?
Perfect. Everyone's going to buy all those games. They'll probably do an attach rate, and 3% will pick up ours.
Oh, God.
It's funny.
The trailer doesn't look fun.
I don't remember. So it's funny you say that because as I'm reading these titles coming up, I'm like, I don't recall Cube Work. And then you said, it's getting overlooked. I don't recall it. Which one is it?
We never watched the trailer for it.
Good, thank God. Okay.
And I checked it out on Steam, and it's good. The trailer it's like kind of a puzzle thing. It's like timed, and you try to get points. I mean, and you basically connect cubes together.
Okay.
Yeah, I bet it could be fun if you get into it, but just watching a trailer of it alone is not going to rope anyone in.
Yeah.
So I'm a little concerned for this game, and which makes me kind of like want to give it some extra special attention to be like, guys, this is the game that's going to get overlooked. Should we or shouldn't we overlook it?
Yeah.
Right. So I want to pay attention to all of these games, but that one I'm concerned about.
What's the price on Steam?
$15.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Not
again,
too bad.
all of these are on the cheaper side.
Yeah.
Knockout League probably 30, Sprint Vector probably 30, and the rest of them, probably 15 or under.
Yeah.
So it's an expensive week for gamers, but come on, man, we only got a $10 Happy Drummer last week. Hopefully you saved your money for this week.
Yeah.
You knew it was coming, guys. You knew. And of course, don't forget to save your money for the rest of the month too, because Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
The rest of the month looks insane.
There's a lot of things coming out.
All right. Well, what do you think, Michelle?
Oh, jeez. I think we should begin this episode the way we begin every episode, with a little game of should we or shouldn't we.
What is that, Michelle?
Well, it's where we take 60 seconds and put it on the clock.
Got the clock.
Put the clock on the counter.
I got the counter.
Just the way that your impression of Michelle likes it.
I love it any way I can get it. Except I've got a kid now, so it ain't happening anymore. Yo, Michelle's
maybe at least once a week.
Michelle's
she's got a kid. A kitten.
A kitten. A game kitten.
A kid is in.
Aiden Brooks McMaster is now an actual real thing.
Human living outside of her.
Yeah. It's crazy, and we probably should have started the show with that. Be like, oh
should,
my God!
know, but yeah,
but you know what? We told the Patreon supporters. We had to give them a little extra attention and let them know first. Mm-hmm. And so we kind of hid the message in with this episode here. If you don't stick around and watch the whole show, you'll never know what's going on.
When's he gonna hurry up and be the youngest YouTube subscriber and to our channel?
I've already created an account for him.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Hit subscribe, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I probably should do that next.
Yeah.
Yep.
And hit like.
I subscribed to Seraphin and Dave Station for him already, but
nice.
I figured they were more entertaining than we are. We skew a little older.
We do skew a little older, yeah.
Not in my personal life so much. All right, so the clock's up on the counter, and
it's where we spend 60 seconds and try to tell you if you should or shouldn't watch the Gamecast. If you should play, watch, read, or do whatever the hell we've been doing.
Yeah.
So,
are you gonna go first? Am I gonna be horribly disappointed if you go first?
Well, yeah.
It's just prolonged. Yeah.
I mean, go for it. I got something.
On your mark. I'm so disappointed already. Get
you
set.
Will be. Yeah.
Go.
So, even though I didn't have time, you got to understand, I have been putting my cousin off for weeks now to play a little bit of multiplayer of Monster Hunter World.
Okay, hey, listen, that's fantastic. That's totally fair.
I bought a pre-owned copy so I could play it for a few days and see if I really wanted to keep it or not.
It back. Give it
I
back.
played it once and I'm like, all right, I'll get back to this and then decide. And the 7 days went, so I'm like, all right, I got this game.
Oh, you're stuck with it?
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely stuck with it.
How much was the used copy? Like 55 instead of 60?
Yeah, and then with the discount, it was still like basically $52, you know? So, anyways, I played it last night and it's definitely, as the reviews say, a little finicky to try to get, a little party going, especially if you only want 2 people, and you don't want it open for everyone to join. There's a lot of things. It's definitely finicky to post the quest and, invite people. But long story short, graphically, it is very nice. And then once we finally did party up and we did go, it was fun. Controls are a little awkward.
Yeah, please go on.
You do get used to it, but the combat's definitely Monster Hunter-ish. It's like, and it's not like fluid. It's definitely not, a Bayonetta.
People are saying it's like the most accessible Monster Hunter ever. And from everything I've seen and read, I'm like, well, I'm glad I didn't dive into the old ones then, because this one still seems like a steep learning curve.
There's so much to it with the crafting, leveling your weapons, and fucking eating food in your waystone, and shopping your weapons, and then the way you hunt the creatures, and environmental things can sometimes ensnare the monsters, and then lore. There's a lot, and then traversing the environments. There's definitely a lot of varying paths.
There was a piece of me that said, Brian, This is a game you can get into. This is a game that's worth taking off the VR headset for. This is a game you're going to want to play on your television and just kind of like get a blanket and a pillow and kind of like snuggle up with yourself and just sit on the couch and play.
Yeah.
And then I looked over here and realized that I've still got Shadow of the Colossus sitting in the same place as last week. Like, I literally put it here after the podcast was over, and this is where it stayed. It has not moved since the last time you've seen us.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, no, I'm not buying Monster Hunter World now.
Right?
Because that's still here, although...
I had the opposite. I was at Target just earlier,
Yeah.
and I passed by that, and I'm like, and I'm like, no, I've barely played Monster Hunter. I do not need Shadow of the Colossus.
Well, I will say about the special edition,
Yeah.
I saw in the comments, somebody was like, Brian, it's worth something already. I made a joke last week.
Yeah.
Being like, oh, it's probably worth something if I don't open it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you can't get a copy for less than $100.
Yeah.
It's for like 35.
Right? It's like those, remember the old Atlas games? You know, especially like one of the...
I mean, how old are we talking?
one that came with the plushie and it was in the big box and it was about that detective and was it a summoner? One of the summoner games. Fuck.
We talking PS2?
And that, yeah, PS2.
Like it was like a Shin Megami Tensei game, or was it a?
It wasn't a Shin Megami Tensei. Well, you know, not that exact theories. Like Devil Summoner.
Oh,
not Digital Devil Saga. That's
no. But yeah, Devil Summoner I think was a game.
1 and 2, right? And one of the collector's edition came with a nice plushie.
Nice.
And
we shouldn't even talk about these things because this conversation alone, I'm like, I want to go on eBay and like just fucking buy it, put it on the shelf and on the right. Who is it?
You probably have it, Brian.
I don't have Devil Summoner. Yeah, trust me, all those Atlas games, they're probably worth something.
Yeah,
and I don't care about the collector's version either. Even the game itself is probably worth something, just the game. Miss Molotov, who runs the PSVR subreddit, she posted a picture on Twitter today, and it was like, I think it was like the European or PAL versions of all the PlayStation 2 iToy games.
Oh,
like,
shit!
They had
Furby monkey thing.
They had oh crap! What the hell? I have this game for PS3, but that was a move game.
Oh, it used the kid.
But this is PS2 that used the iToy, right? Like anti-grav and
bubble popping game.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
And but she has this collection.
Yeah.
Because we only got a couple physical releases of those games, but in European territories, they had like 10.
Okay.
10 physical releases of like these like, little games. and she posted a picture of her little collection of it, and I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I want these now. I want these.
Of course.
Like, and because that's me, the collector.
Yeah.
Which means I'll never sell any of this.
I didn't know there was one of those.
In response to B-Tribble last week.
Right. Yeah. Well, it changes everything. Knowing there's more of a series you thought there wasn't any more of, you're like, oh my god.
And just seeing them all lined up on a shelf, it gets me.
Pretty.
Right here, I'm like, it's like my OCD kicks in, and I'm like, I need those.
Yeah.
Right now, like, I'm gonna create a little hole in my shelf just so when I find them, I can have them.
And you'll picture them right there, even if they're not.
Totally.
Yeah. You might as well just buy them now.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
On my mark, get set, go. Sprint Vector's the fucking bomb, yo.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even tell you how much fun I had with Sprint Vector.
Yeah.
Like, I tried to convey that in the review, but I feel like, I think I even ended my review with, like, this is the most fun I might have had in VR ever. Mm-hmm. But I can't tell you, there aren't enough words in the English language to tell you how much fun I had with this game this week. Like, it's
beautiful.
There is, and it's so physically exhausting. Like, I played for probably longer than I should have. It was like 6 hours over the course of a full day, and the whole time you're playing, you're doing this, right? Just nonstop, like with move controllers.
Yeah.
And when you want to jump, you have to like slam them down and like and with holding the move button, and then you can double jump, and then you can put your hands out and do this to fly when you're in the air, and then you're climbing up the walls and stuff, and you can, even when you're climbing up the wall, you can grab hold of the wall and go, boom, and launch yourself straight up into the air.
All right.
And so it's like everything you want to do if you were like in a video game like racing world, right? Like this is like fantastical version of
very physical.
Very physical. Like, I kid you not, like I don't like I go to the gym, I'm back to the gym, I'm like back on a regular like routine.
Good for you.
And you're like, fuck you, Brian.
I am not.
And it's, but I'm so off and on. It's like I can't even be proud of it because I know next week I won't go at all.
Done, yeah.
Right. But this gave me a workout. Like, I've never even gotten into the gym. Like, there were muscles in my arm that I was like, I didn't know there was a muscle there, but it really fucking hurts right now.
Yeah.
Right? It's like
they're responsive. The controls and everything.
The controls are So the deal is, and like, so Dave Station and I did a Let's Play. We played together, we raced, and man, was he drunk, which made my life easier. But he had just been playing Accounting Plus, the update for a different live stream before we started playing, and his camera was in the wrong place. And I got to tell you, if you have to adjust when you start this game up, before you start it up, make sure everything's where it needs to be. Reset your console, do whatever it takes, because if you start it up and like even something looks a little off, like you're even standing like a foot to the left of where you're supposed to be standing at the beginning of your race, just turn it all off and start over again.
Really?
Once it boots up correctly, and everything's working right, it works flawlessly.
Okay.
But if you're trying to climb up a wall and you can't seem to, or you can't launch up a wall without kicking it back, like kicking your body back, like
out,
then something's wrong, and you need to like exit the game, put everything where it needs to be, and start over.
So they're tight. Controls are tight.
Yeah, because when it works perfectly, it works perfectly.
Really?
And like I said, 6 hours off and on all day, no problems at all.
How do the controls exactly work? Do you constantly have to let go and
Are
do
you ready
this?
for this?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Because, man, oh man, here is, everybody, the Sprint Vector PSVR without Parole tutorial.
1.
Holy crap, get ready for this. And when you buy this game, and you should, this is a should we all the way.
Totally.
People, is this something in the comments? Somebody was like, why do you say should we? It's irritating. And I was like, because that's our thing.
Yeah.
And it's okay if you don't like it, but we're not going to stop.
You're up, Asia.
You're up, Asia. Yep. So, okay. So, the way you gain momentum is by alternating left and right, right?
Okay.
But when you're doing this, at the top of every swing, pull the trigger, and on the way down, let it go.
You do.
Right? In that motion, boom, is determine how fast you do that determines how much momentum you gain.
Oh shit.
Right? So this is your speed right here. Okay?
All right.
You want to jump, you can just use one hand or two, but you hold down the move button and thrust down. And so it feels like you're launching yourself up off the ground.
Does it give you the feeling of movement?
So here's the interesting thing. I know Des got a chance to play this a little bit, and I don't think he's got an issue with. And there's so much movement in this game. Servios claims that 99% of the people who play tested this game no motion sickness.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. That's got to be way lower than every other game ever made.
Yeah.
I mean, for the amount of flying and jumping and running and double jumping and just crazy motions that you're doing midair. Nothing. Not even a little not even a little ultra wings. Oh my god, I feel like I'm flying.
Huh?
Yeah, and it still looks beautiful. So I don't know what kind of magic they're working with here, but I don't think we're gonna get too many complaints about motion sickness.
Imagine if they worded that differently. You know, like only 10% of you will get motion sickness.
Well, no,
like,
but it's 99%. So only
99.
Yes.
I thought you said 90.
So only 1% of people that they tested got motion sickness. So
I wonder what they do.
So
is it a lot of free movement, or is it really kind of rail-like?
Okay, so there's a lot of free movement. It's like it's basically a grown-up Mario Kart game.
All right.
So because there's shortcuts everywhere.
So you can like waver around. Is it head movement that turns you?
Okay, so here we
Do
go.
I look like I'm dancing?
Right? So what turns you?
Yeah.
Okay, first before you even get into turning, strafing, right? So kind of sliding this way and sliding this way.
Yep.
All you have to do is turn your body, and keep doing this, and then turn your body. Right?
And that's not awkward, and
you get used to it so fast, right? And if you want to, and there are buttons to click turn, which you're almost never going to use because click turning, it's pretty extreme. Sometimes I'm in midair and I'm like, man, I got to take a 90-degree turn, so I'll click turn
for like a shortcut or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, or if you're just in midair and you're like, oh, wow, I jumped too far, you know?
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
And so you like just do a click turn, and then if you're in midair and you need to like just drop yourself down.
Yep.
Which this is something people I think are going to take some time learning, but it's kind of essential. When you're in air, you're not gaining momentum. In fact, sometimes it just feels like you're floating there and losing ground.
All right.
So if you hit the trigger and the move buttons on both controllers, that'll do like almost like a crash landing. It'll go like accelerate towards the ground.
Yes.
And so you need to like sometimes you're in the air and you just need to get back on the ground
so
start accelerating again.
Fucking going.
Exactly.
All right.
All right. But if you want, so they call it drifting, I think, where it's just like the normal turning.
Yes.
And so the drifting, this is interesting. If you want to drift to the right, you hold the trigger and the move button on the controller
Just
in
on
the
the
direction that you want to. Right, so it's on right controller.
Yep.
Right? And you hold that down. I think I got this right. And in the other hand, still doing the running motion, right? But now you're turning to the right. And if you want to turn wider, you pull that controller out a little bit. And if you want to turn tighter, you pull it in while you're running. It's almost like skiing.
Bumper boats.
It feels like you're skiing most of the time. It feels like you get 2 poles and
I've never skied.
you can imagine it, I'm betting.
Yes.
Okay. It feels like almost like you have 2 poles and these things are pushing you off the ground. But so I think that might be
Kind of what they were going at.
Yeah, I think the control scheme might actually be part of why people aren't getting motion sickness, because it feels like you're doing something instead of just pushing an analog stick forward to move forward.
Whoa.
Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder.
So I don't know. So that's your little mini tutorial. Double click the trigger to shoot.
Yep.
And or to use weapons.
Okay. And the weapons. I got too many questions.
There's weapons. There's power ups. There's like nitro boosts.
My God.
Man, this game has everything. And I'll tell you right now, it's I think let me get this right, 12 regular tracks to race on for like single player or multiplayer. Jeez. 8 racers on every map. So
8 on every one.
Yep. So either 8. There's either 8 is AI or real people.
Yeah.
Right. So multiplayer is going to be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Right. I can't wait to race against 7 other game cats.
Yeah. Wow.
And
that's gonna be fun.
It's just absolutely incredible, and it just never gets old. It's to the point where you're like you finish a race and you're out of breath and your heart's pounding and you're like Jesus, and sweat's just pouring down, like way more than Spark ever made me sweat.
Wow, and Spark was decent.
No, but this is non-stop motion. Like there's no in Spark at least you were waiting for the ball to come back.
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
But this is just non-stop, and so I'd get to the end and like sweat would just be pouring down, and I'd grab the towel that I had next to me, I'd clean myself off and be like, all right, one more race.
Yeah.
And the number of times I said, all right, one more race, I can't even tell you. Like, it was 6 hours later, and I'm like, all right, I've had enough. Like, for the day.
Yeah.
You know, but I can't wait to come back here and do it tomorrow. I woke up the next day, and I was, like, sore. Like, just so sore. Arms. Yeah. Oh, so incredible. Sprint Vector is so much fun. Like, I know I'm going on and just, like, kind of, like...
Curious about it. I'm sure they are, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious to talk to Des. Des is going to come here on Wednesday, and we're going to film actually a couple episodes when he gets here Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Spend Valentine's Day with Des. It's going to be romantic.
Yeah.
And so I can't wait to hear if he's even as remotely as enthusiastic about this game as I am.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm kind of overhyping it, but I love it so much that I feel like I can't overhype it.
I trust you.
Weird.
Seems like it's going to be awesome.
Right. All right. Man, that was 60 seconds, aka 60 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, seriously.
It's a good one.
Yeah, all right. So let's blast through the news this week.
Let's do it.
Cold Iron, the quick draw game.
Oh, yeah.
Got patched version 1.01. It increases the resolution on the PS4 by 60% in some scenes and 20% on the Pro. And the reason
some scenes.
Yeah, which for some, like especially the sniper one, is like where you really needed it.
Yeah.
She disappeared. I'm like, where the hell is she? She's off in the distance. She's 3 pixels big.
Yeah.
But it's only 20% sharper on the Pro because it was already sharper than the other one. But the cool part about their announcement of this was that my big complaint about the game was that there's not enough content. And they said that they have a big content DLC planned. And we're going to hear about that in just a couple weeks. So hopefully we'll know more soon.
There you go.
Man, that game is so much fun. But I was like, we just need more of it.
Yeah. I would love for a simple patch to skip cutscenes.
Once you beat the game, you can skip all the cutscenes.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with that until I get there because it's making me not want to finish the game. But if I could just skip, every time I die, and then I don't want to watch it all again. That would change everything.
But you don't watch all of it again, do you?
No, but it would start the story, and it's like, the sheriff is there, and it says all the stuff before into charge. I want to skip all that shit and just start shooting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, beat the game.
No.
Spend an hour with it. Jesus Christ. So that's Cold Iron. Also, the biggest news of the week, though, is the game that a ton of people are looking forward to.
Yeah.
The VR. Ark Survival Evolved was the original game, but Ark Park is, just in case you don't know, it's a separate game. I was surprised when I saw at least one comment that was like, "Oh, I hope the patch is free." I was like, "It's not a patch. It's like, this is a brand new game,
whole game
in the Ark world." And is so if you didn't know that, now you know. March 22nd, we got a release date. Like, this thing got delayed, or actually, it just went off the radar for a while.
A little bit.
And but Snail Games just told us recently that it is coming March 22nd. Multiplayer, not only combat, but there's a whole exploration mode. So you're gonna go and explore this place together with other people, which sounds fantastic.
Yeah, that might be pretty fun.
And what I'm excited about is that there's dinosaur breeding, which is cool, but
you get to watch dinosaurs.
I don't know how deep that goes.
How did dinosaurs bang? 2 brontosaurus Can you imagine you got to go back to dinosaur times and you just happen to stumble across when two of them are fucking? You know, that would be my luck. It'd be pretty awesome, though. Oh, Tyrannosaurus? How did they mate? They obviously, one of them had to get down. So how did the hands get them back up?
You really need to get laid. had no idea when I brought up Ark Park that it was going to evolve into like reptilian sex.
Dinosaur breeding.
Wait, were dinosaurs reptiles? Somebody's going to correct us. This can't be right.
Yeah, I mean, technically they were fucking like birds, right?
Right. Yeah, man. I watched.
They didn't absorb sunlight to heat their blood.
Everything I know about dinosaurs came from the Jurassic Park movie. Not even the book, the movie.
Yeah, I don't think they're reptiles.
No, I don't think they're reptiles either. But I'm sure someone will tell us what they are.
But they were hatched out of eggs.
One of our viewers.
Surprising twist.
Oh, so they're marsupials?
Marsupials.
Or they're just birds?
I think the descendants of... We're done here.
Yep, we're done. We are clueless, and we shouldn't keep talking about this.
No.
One of our viewers, Self-Destruction. Did you see there's a Des in the middle of the name? Self-Destruction? Like, was that the weirdest name change ever? Or is it keeping... right?
Yeah.
It's like not Game
Should
Cat.
Des watch out?
Destruction. I don't know. But he... So last week on theater...
Zing.
We watched Zing, The Land Beyond.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Do you have any doubt in your mind that this game is called Zing, The Land Beyond?
No.
He says, he's like, I don't mind correcting you guys, but it's called Crossing the Land Beyond. You know, like a pedestrian.
Well, that all makes sense now.
Now it totally makes sense
because in the afterlife.
But he's the only person to correct us, which means we're not alone on this. Self-Destruction is the only person on the face of the planet that knew this game. Even the developers never were like, Brian, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's obviously Crossing the Land Beyond.
Wow.
So if it was like the biggest fucking mindfuck ever.
Yeah, that makes sense entirely.
Right? I love it. Crossing the Land Beyond. Thank you, Self-Destruction. I love everything about that sentence.
As we watch the trailer, I'm like, nothing about this looks Asian. Because I feel like the word zing.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, well, it's made by White Lotus Studios. I think
that as well.
Asian.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right?
So, yeah. But, yeah, Crossing.
Fantastic.
All right. Thank you.
All right, and that pretty much wraps up the wrap-up.
Very big wrap-up.
Big wrap-up. Guys, this is what happens when Michelle's not here.
Yes.
She's off having kids and shit.
Doing it. Not doing bait.
Well, I mean, 9 months ago she had to have.
She did, yeah, once.
There's no reason, Pete, we shouldn't be allowed to host a podcast.
No, what are we doing?
I have no idea, but that is going to do it for this episode because we're running late and we have so much more to film before we send Jeremy home.
Yeah.
All right. Mm-hmm. So for the weekly wrap up, I'm Brian. That's Jeremy. I point to myself. I was like, "That's Brian. That's Jeremy." I was like,
we're all in your head, Brian.
And it's very possible. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
I need to plug in the camera.
I'll do it.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, cool. Because I can never get everything right before we start.
Is this it way over here?
It might. Yeah, actually, that looks right. Man, oh man, these cords are fucking horrible.
Woo.
Oh, you alright?
Yeah.
Right.
My vertigo.
There we go. Vertigo.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Vertigo.